Many people think they know everything about genetic modification. They assure us that it's good or bad, even evil, just based on what they read or hear. But genetic modification appears to be the solution to almost all the biggest problems that the human has. Not only this technique of transferring characteristics from one being to other has many applications in several industries, but it also has an enormous impact in health. Genetic modification can actually create the change that humanity desperately needs, and it can be a new start for our society if we accept to open our doors to it. But what is genetic modification? Well, to understand that, you should know about two main terms. One is GMOs, and the second one is transgenics. What is a GMO? Well, a genetic modified organism, according to UNESCO, is a living being who has a little change in its DNA. This change is made by scientists that try to improve the organism to give to them new characteristics or specific properties. One example of a GMO is the leaf. The change in the DNA of the leaf has increased the quantity of omega-3 that the leaf has. And on the other hand, transgenics are organisms that have a little part of the DNA from another organism. That is not to create a hybrid or something like that, but to give the organism abilities from the other organism. One example of a transgenic is a bacterium that has a gene from a human, and with that gene, the bacterium is able to create insulin, which is a very important compound for humans because it regulates the sugar in the blood. And there is nothing to be worried about transgenics. They are everywhere. And according to the National Library of Medicine from the United States, even when you choose an individual from a crowd and you pursue to reproduce it, you are creating transgenics. So, for example, if you choose the most beautiful rose and you reproduce it to have beautiful roses, that roses are transgenic. So, as you can see, there is nothing to be worried about them. And, well, now that you know about that two terms, you may think, what are the application of transgenics and GMOs or their purposes? Well, the main purpose is to bring solutions to huge problems like hunger or malnutrition. Why or how do they help? Well, transgenics and GMOs increase the productions in agriculture and in livestock, and increase the production of grains and plants that are used as food. Also, they increase the nutrients that food has. Also, the transgenics help us in decreasing the damage we do to our environment. How? Well, for example, there is a bacterium that is a GMO, and literally this bacterium eats oil. So we can use it in oil spills to reduce the damage that the spills do in the oceans. And, well, the application of the GMOs and transgenics can be in industries and in medicine. In industries, because as I mentioned before, they increase the productions, and in medicine, now scientists are finding plants that produce medicine or molecules that have therapeutical uses, and now scientists are doing vaccines with weird animals, like animals in the ocean, and we are so close to find the cures to horrible illnesses like cancer or Alzheimer's. And finally, I would like to tell you where you can find transgenics and GMOs. Maybe you think that you haven't eaten transgenics, but even though if you haven't eaten the plant or the fruit that is transgenic, I'm sure you have eaten products made with them. And let me show you a list of the products that now have transgenics. I'm sure you have eaten, I don't know, cookies from Gamesa or ice cream from Holanda. So, the conclusion, and as you can see, transgenics and GMOs are everywhere. Genetic modification is everywhere, and there is no problem with them. It's right, they are not perfect, like all the things that the human does, but it can carry us to a new dimension of life. It can help us to do things that were unthinkable, things that we saw in movies until yesterday. And, well, we will accept the chance, or will we just stand here and think what could have happened?